What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Wolfcryer here, and as we start off Week 8 in Season 14, it seems Blizzard has laid down the ban hammer. While I currently can only find one ban on the North American servers, which is in the #1 4-man group setup, it does seem that Blizzard has just banned a number of players over on the European server. Actually, of the top 10 4-man clears in Europe this season, 5 of those clears contain banned players, including all 3 of the top 3 clears. If you throw in the number 11 team, that puts the count at 6 out of the top 11 clears on the leaderboard for 4-mans. That's absolutely crazy. You are talking more than 54% of the top 11 teams were caught cheating, whether that be botting or in some other way breaking the EULA that we all agree to when playing this game. Kudos to Blizzard for at least trying to keep the leaderboards fair. They are not going to catch everyone, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much impossible, even for a company such as Blizzard. Where there's a will to cheat, there will always be a way. But it's good to see that even if this game is in maintenance mode, as we all suspect it to be, they will still conduct regular ban waves. So at least we do have that. Now, back in Season 5 or 6, I started doing some leaderboard recaps, which was something I really enjoyed doing. As I was starting up this YouTube channel, I would count down the top 10 monks, but after a couple of seasons, I began to see that the leaderboards were less about skill and more about Paragon. Now, don't get me wrong, there are super skilled players out there, even amongst those that bot. But when your damage eventually just comes down to how much time you play, something's bound to go wrong there. And there will be people who try and cheat the system. Sadly, that's just human nature, and it's why so many games out there face this type of problem. My hopes have to lie in whatever is next for the Diablo franchise, as I personally think the Paragon system, which again, don't get me wrong on this one either, it is completely needed in this game in order to keep people playing. But it's just a poorly designed system. It's a system that creates the need for a meta in an ARPG. It's a system that rewards time played over skill, and combined with endless greater rift levels, it pretty much just makes for an endless loop. Now, I am definitely not one to condone or excuse botting, or cheating for that matter, so that's not what I'm saying here. These people definitely deserve to be banned, but when you design a system that sort of encourages unfair play in order to keep up, you kind of have to own up to it, especially since you haven't learned from this game's predecessor, which to this day still is plagued by botters and cheaters. So we do have to hope that the next thing for Diablo, whatever that may be, has a better system in place to keep us playing, and a better system in place to ensure fairness of play. I do think that Paragon and the Greater Rift system at the time were probably the best they could come up with, but it was horrible in terms of this game's mechanics. It's definitely not something that I would suggest going into Diablo 4 if that's what they choose to do. That's probably not the best thing to do with that game, because it definitely creates a system where cheaters feel that they need to cheat in order to keep up. Now, it's still wrong. Cheating and botting and stuff like that, it's absolutely wrong. And like I said, I do not condone it whatsoever. To me, I would never cheat in a game like this, especially a game where, although it's not really competitive, the leaderboards are there for competition against other players. Now, if you're messing around in a solo game all by yourself, you know, something that doesn't actually affect other people, then, you know, I can kind of get that. Cheating at a game, see if you can get unlimited weapons or whatever you're doing. I can see that, but when you're doing it in a competitive type game where you're playing against other people, whether that be in PUBG or in Diablo 3's leaderboards, you're kind of just being a dick. And unfortunately, those people are out there, and Blizzard does have to do a better job of making sure that not only do they keep up with ban waves, like I said, kudos to them for doing it, but they also have to create a better system that doesn't encourage that type of play. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all I got for today. So definitely let me know in that comment section down below your thoughts on the latest ban wave in Season 14 over on Europe, and whether you think there's going to be more bans coming to NA. That's a high possibility. I'll definitely come out with a video letting you guys know if that stuff happens, but so far it's just one on NA that I can find, but a bunch over on Europe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to check out my video. I always greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you all have a fantastic day. Peace. Oh, and this one's for SVR90, Big Daddy Den, and Anime Disco Bear.